Hello, ladies and gentlemen, tubers and groovers, and welcome to this is Take Fiat Give Me, Jason Bangers.
And me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And today we're going on about
the Akai S2800 sampler.
Okay, so here we are, back on the Simps again, and another repair video by Mr. Chumley Warner. So would you like to explain, sir?
Well, I picked up this Akai sampler, spares or repairs. Everything works apart from there's no sound. So
that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, everything works, but there's no sound. Oh, brilliant.
So what we've done is we've asked our friend Alan the Great.
Alan the Great, ladies and gentlemen, the great repairman.
We've taken along to him, and you'll see in the video just coming up where we've had a look at it, and I think you'll like the outcome.
So follow up right now is the video of the repair, and let's see what you think of it. We hope you enjoy it.
Right, here we are with Alan. He's helping us look at this Akai, I think it's a S2800 sampler. The problem with this one is all the operating system works and it all powers on, but we've got no sound, have we?
No sound, no.
But we think we know what's wrong with the sound. We think it's the soundboard, so we'll take the lid off and we'll get you a bit closer and we'll show you where the soundboard is and what we think the fault is.
Okay, now this is a soundboard. Now the first thing which I want to do is to see if we're getting any power to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to check the power supply to the bottom board, which as I said is piggybacked on top of the board here. So we've got to see if we've got any power. Yeah, we've got nearly 12 volts on that one, and we've got minus 12 volts on that one. So we've got power going to the bottom board, but we haven't got any power going to the top board. So it's actual fact the bottom board is probably where the problem is.
Yeah, so Al's already tested the main power board and we've got plus and minus 12 volts, but then he's just going to explain the soundboard here.
Yeah, the soundboard gets its power from this bottom board, and we've got a little piggyback wire here which is plus and minus 12 volts going into there, which goes straight into those regulators. We haven't got any power on there, so there's a break between this bottom board here, which is the power going in there, and this piece here, this one here that goes to the top board, to the top main.
So we reckon there's possibly a fault on the bottom of the soundboard.
Yeah, we won't see until unfortunately we've got to take this board out to get to the bottom board, and it comes off, it's on a bracket, and we've got to remove these ribbon cables, and then we can pull the whole thing out and have a look, and then we can just do some resistance checks and see what's what on the bottom board.
Okay, Dave. Well, we'll take the screws out and take that out, and we'll let you guys have a look.
Okay, I've taken the top board off, the audio board, and this is the piggyback wire which supplies the power to the audio board. Under here we've got two regulators. We've got the power going in, and it goes through two ICPs. Now these are notorious for blowing, and I fully expect them to be open circuit. So the only way I can check that is to take this out, because I can't get onto the terminals on these. Take this board out and we'll check it with an ohm meter and see if they're open circuit. Okay, this is the bottom board, and if we look underneath the tracks, it goes straight to these two ICPs, which then power these two regulators, which then goes off and powers these, which is this piggyback wire that goes onto the other board. So we're not getting any power out of there, so my first suspects are these ICPs on here. It's open circuit, so is that one. CPs are open circuit. Right, I've replaced the two ICPs. I'm now getting continuity from there to there and to the regulators, so now theoretically it should work okay. I did check for short circuits in the regulators. I checked all ways for short circuits, there were none. I can't find anything else wrong with the board at all. But what I am going to do when I power it up, I'm going to obviously put it on my variac and power it up gradually and see what sort of voltage we get across the two regulators, and hopefully it's going to work.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yep. I'm going to put it all back together again, and we'll go from there.
But there's a top tip from Al. Before you screw any of these in, and there's some screws on the back here, put this connector in first. So you've got to put this connector on the board. Otherwise, if you screw the board in first, you won't get the connector. There's not enough room. So top tip, put that one in first. Screw all these in. There's screws on the back here. And then once you've done that, we're just about to put the top board on. Right, so the old top board's on, and Al's going to show you connectors and screws, etc.
Now, these screws are quite important because they've got to make a nice ground to the case. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then there's a metal post that goes down to the case to keep this spaced out from the bottom board. And then there's a bracket. These fix into the bracket which goes to the back. So they've all got to make a good contact. So make sure they're nice and tight when you put the board back.
And then we've got 3 connectors, haven't we?
We've got 3 connectors. We've got one which goes to the control at the front there, with the main volume control. And there's one underneath which goes under there, which goes into the input level. This, as I said before, this is the piggyback power supply, plus and minus 12 volts.
And then you got the ribbon cable off the main board, presumably feeding all the data.
Right. Yeah, and this goes to that's a headphone socket.
Guess we'll power it up and see what happens. Well, here we go. So we've got Al's meter there, and he's just going to put the probes on the regulators just to see if we're getting the voltage, which we weren't getting before.
Yeah, well, this is it. As I say, this piggyback wire is the one that was dead, going to the 2 regulators. So if I put that on the ground and I put that one on there, hopefully we should get some life from it, and we have got
minus 12 volts
minus
almost.
12 volts on that one.
Yep.
And 12 volts on that one, so it's now working. So we've now got voltage going into the top board, into our output board. We'll connect an amp to it and see if we get any sound out of it, because it's actually working now.
Switched it all on, and you can see just the sample program that comes with it. It says sine wave. So on the right hand side here, if I press over here, which is the enter button, which triggers it, there's your sine wave, and then we can go to square wave, and you can go to pulse wave. So it all seems to be working. Al is a genius. We love him. Cider's coming his way, and we've just got it plugged into a PV valve amp. So yeah, it all seems to be working. So we'll button it up, and then we'll say goodbye until next time. So here we go. So it's goodbye from me and Al.
Goodbye.
The Akai sampler is working, just those 2 ICP fuses. So that's worth noting, because I think some of the other Akai samplers have got them in. So yeah, it's goodbye from the workshop for the day. So it's goodbye from Al.
Goodbye.
So there you go, Tubes. It's pretty much all explained there for you. I'm pretty sure if you want to do the same thing, you can follow what Simon and Alan have just done.
And it's always great to see it back in action.
Yeah, great job. So we really hope you've enjoyed this episode of Take the Fear Out of Gear. Don't forget to hit the like button
and subscribe.
And if you ping that bell, you'll get notifications of when our next video comes out, which is usually every Monday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
We'll see you on the next one, Tubes. Take care.